finally this evening, He is precious. Now you think about this. The children of Israel, I believe the whole band are gathered around. And God began to lay out to the tribes. And He'd come to one tribe and He'd say, you see that mountain over there? That one's yours. You've got that mountain. He'd go to the next one. He'd say, you see that plain over there? That butts up to the sea? That one's yours. You've got that one. And He looked over and He said, you see that one over there? That's got the river going through it? You've got this side and you've got that side. But then He came down to the Levites. And they're looking and they're thinking, what's left? Land was precious in those days because you could make a living off of it. It would feed you. You could put livestock on it. You had everything there that you could ever need on the land. And He sees the mountains. That tribe of Levi, they see the mountains going to so-and-so. And they see that piece of land going to such and such. And it was so precious. You know, they look up to God and they say, Lord, what's left? Did you forget about us? What's left for us? And God looked at them and said, you don't have an inheritance here. You know their heart must have sunk. You know they must have thought, we came out of Egypt for this. He said, no, you've got something better. I'm your portion. You see, there was land everywhere. Everybody had land. The rain would fall on everybody's land. The sun would shine on everybody's land, but there was only one God. And He was precious. And can I tell you today, there's still only one God, and He's still precious. You see, not everybody got that inheritance. Not everybody could grab hold of that. Not everybody could claim that. Hey, you see, there was some pagans over there, and they couldn't claim that God was their God, because they didn't know God, and they wouldn't know God. They didn't want to have anything to do with God. And the Philistines, they had Dagon, and they thought that he was God, but they didn't realize that all they had was an inanimate object sitting in a temple. And that later on, when the ark of God would come in, the inanimate object, knowing that it couldn't do anything with God, just bowed down, put his head before Him. And can I tell you today, church, my God is precious. He's more precious than gold. He's more valuable than diamonds. He's more fairer than rubies. He's better than all. In fact, He walks on gold. He made pearls into His gates. He used the things of this world to make the foundations for His city. He is precious. You think about this. The extraordinary things that we see and the things that we call extraordinary is nothing but the ordinary to Him. And they're nothing compared to what He has. Because eye has not seen, ear has not heard, and the glory that awaits for them that love the Lord. And He's seen it. And not only has He seen it, it's part of Him. And because He's got it, He said, I'm going to grant unto you the adoption of sons. He is my portion. And because I've been grafted in, I'm part of that wild day is going to come, if the Lord tarries his coming, that Elder Craig and Sister Jewel will be done with this earth. They'll move on to glory if the rapture doesn't come first. And an inheritance will be there for Rusty, I assume. As long as Rusty don't act stupid, then it might be mine. But there'll be an inheritance there. I'll cut Lane and Savannah in later. There'll be an inheritance there. But you know what will happen? The Lord tarries his coming, and Rusty goes to glory. It'll just pass on. And Lane and Savannah will fight over it. And Lane's bigger than Savannah, but she's sneaky. But the day will come when Lord tarries his coming. They'll go to glory. And the next generation will get it. And it just keeps getting passed over and over and over and over. But I have an inheritance. I've got a portion over in a kingdom where I don't have to worry about death ever separating me from it. I've got a portion over in a kingdom that I don't have to worry about paying taxes on. I've got a portion over in a kingdom that I don't have to worry about somebody messing it up. I've got a portion over in a kingdom that I don't have to worry about somebody trying to cheat me out of it. I want you to know that because he is there and he is my portion, I am able to claim that city as my own. The world looks at us and they think us strange because we may have nothing to eat and yet we can still smile. We may be eating pintos and rice every day. This is the cheapest stuff you can buy. You can get a whole big bag of pintos and rice for $5. I don't eat it. But we may be, and you can eat on it for a month and a half. But we may be that poor sometimes, where all we've got is rice and pintos. But we can smile. When people in big mansions eating lobster and steak, don't tell I've been on a diet a while. People in big mansions eating lobster and steak are so sad and so gloomy. And they say, preacher, how can we smile with so much going on? It's easy. We know this ain't ours anyway. You see, the Levites had to live somewhere. They lived on somebody else's ground, in somebody else's house. Never had nothing of their own, but that meant they never had to pay taxes on it. They never had to worry about cleaning it up. They didn't have to worry about, well, if that messes up, oh well. They could always go back to the Father's house and stay. I'm living in somebody else's house. It's the church's, but you get my point. We live in somebody else's house, in somebody else's ground, because here we have no permanent dwelling place. Right. We're pilgrims and we're strangers seeking a city which hath foundations, whose builder and whose maker is God. So let the world go away, let everything pass away. I'm going to glory one day after a while. Because he is my portion. I can take comfort tonight in the understanding that I've got something that nobody can steal from me. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, somebody told me here the other week, it was at another church. They were inside having service. It was up in Georgiana. They were inside having service, having church. Right there in the parking lot of the church, somebody came in, broke the window out. Stole all kinds of stuff out of their car. Somebody today could go over to the parsonage, kick the door in, and while I'm long-winded preaching, they carry everything out that we've got. But there's something they can't touch. You say, preacher, what if they kill you? To live is Christ, but to die is gain. Tonight, let's not get so wrapped up in the things of this life, in the things of this world, that we forget that we never were meant to have anything here anyway, because He is our portion. You see, the tribe of Levi was the priests. They were the ones that were supposed to help the rest of the world. They were the ones that were to take care of the temple and the tabernacle. They were the ones that were to make sure the sacrifices were done right. They were God's mouthpiece. And guess what? We're here in a world that's not ours. To take care of the temple and the tabernacle. To make sure the sacrifices are done. You say, preacher, you still do sacrifices? No. But we send word out about a sacrifice that had already been made. That was taken care of at Calvary, that done something that no sacrifice ever done. They couldn't get it to burn. They couldn't keep it dead. But Jesus Christ gave His life, laid it down freely. Nobody could kill Him. He said, I'm putting it down myself. He said, I've got power to lay it down, but I got power to take it up again. They buried Him and they couldn't keep Him buried. He walked into hell, took the keys, walked right out the door, ascended to the Father, making intercession for us, has prepared a place for us, and it is our duty as that tribe, as that group, as that band of baptized, born-again, blood-bought believers, to reach out to a world and tell them there's a man named Jesus. You were never meant to have a whole lot in this world, because when you have a whole lot here, you forget about there. But can I tell you today, church, He is our portion. As we stand to our feet tonight, come